What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including TKO erasing Vince McMahon's legacy, Ridge Holland's shocking claim, the real reason Giulia lost the WWE Women's US Championship, did a tag team just walk out on AEW, AEW interested in a former WWE talent, a rapper kicked out of WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at TKO erasing Vince McMahon's legacy. At top of today's news is a report that suggests that TKO is looking to abandon and erase Vince McMahon's legacy in WWE, and while the company likely wants to make people forget about the current allegations against him, the story concerns McMahon's many achievements towards building the WWE juggernaut. So what are TKO's plans, and why is it looking to rebuild WWE PLEs? During an appearance on the main event with Andrew Marchand, TKO's president Mark Shapiro made a shocking comment. Right now, a lot of our PLEs were really created by Vince McMahon. We need to get in the business of taking that torch and moving past that. As Shapiro elaborated, discussing new events such as the critically panned Wrestlepalooza, an event that was ass and also the name was ass. This was WWE's first ever PLE with its new streaming partner ESPN. Shapiro praised Nick Khan and Triple H's work, saying, "Nick and Triple H created Wrestlepalooza, which is a launch event for our new ESPN deal, which did incredibly well and may turn into a super franchise. Not to mention from a merch standpoint, I don't need to tell you, securing the IP rights and then selling merch at Wrestlepalooza, let's just say it was a real winner." Now we also praise Nick Khan and Triple H's overall work. They never seem exhausted. They're ready to take on a new shot, a new risk, a new opportunity. Hey Nick, let's talk about launching a new event. Right now, a lot of our PLEs were created by Vince McMahon. We need to get into the business of taking that torch and moving past that. Now it's interesting to see TKO's head honcho discussing working on creating new shows and events, but at the same time, history shows WWE was never afraid to try new shows or drop ones it felt that weren't pulling their weight. Some fans may remember there was a point where WWE was reportedly considering dropping Survivor Series, one of its big four PLEs. WWE's abandoned long-running PLEs for new ones, or revived old ones, or relaunched them on NXT. I mean, to be fair, thank God we didn't have a yearly Great Balls of Fire PLE. The biggest question may be whether TKO is using the Brave New World business model of creating new PLEs to deflect attention from the promotion's growing problems in creative and with ticket sales. Fans and industry observers have been unhappy with WWE creative all year, with particular criticism directed at Jey Uso's push, John Cena's heel turn, and even Cody Rhodes' current push. More concerning are reports that WWE ticket sales have been sluggish and TV ratings are not what they once were or expected. While WWE continues to do well with its shows featuring John Cena and others in international markets where supply is low and demand is high, sellouts or near sellouts are no longer a common occurrence. Indeed, it's only WWE's inflated ticket prices that have helped it with bringing in revenue from live events, and once WWE loses its cool factor with the mainstream public, the company could be in for a rude awakening. Is TKO doing the best thing by trying to abandon Vince McMahon's legacy? Do you think they could do something stupid like get rid of WrestleMania in the next couple of years? Next up, Ridge Holland's shocking claim. Now time for a twist in the GoFundMe saga featuring recently released WWE superstar Ridge Holland. As we reported yesterday, Holland, who is dealing with physical injuries and is reportedly financially distressed, had a GoFundMe set up to help him and his family. But things got even more interesting when rumors surfaced that WWE was putting pressure on active talent not to promote Holland's GoFundMe, as Chelsea Green did in addition to donating $1,000 a month. But now Holland is telling fans, thank you all for the incredible support shown through the GoFundMe campaign. However, I want to clarify that I was not aware the page was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I've since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. The sudden turn of events is sure to invite speculation, as some fans have already criticized Holland for asking for money and question his financial planning skills. However, Jinder Mahal has responded to the critics of Ridge Holland setting up a GoFundMe. Jinder Mahal donated about $2,000 to the GoFundMe campaign set up to support Ridge Holland and his family. This was after Holland's contract with WWE was not renewed while he was injured. The fundraiser actually raised over $10,000 with contributions from other wrestling figures as well. However, Mahal replied on X to a critic of the campaign by outlining the precarious financial situation faced by not just WWE wrestlers, but all wrestlers, particularly when contracted as independent contractors. He mentioned WWE does have financial education programs. Just curious, how much do you think NXT talent make when you subtract travel, wrestling gear, maintaining a professional athlete physique, gym and supplements, now subtract taxes? Now with what's left, try raising a family, paying for groceries, rent, mortgage, car payments, and personal health insurance for you and your family. Now factor in not being able to earn income due to injury. Finally add the fact that you no longer have WWE provided health insurance for wrestling related injuries and you're staring at possible neck surgery. Many feel that whenever a superstar is contracted to WWE, they're making megabucks. And sure, they're making a lot of money, but when you take into consideration all those things that Jinder Mahal mentioned, you're not left with much at the end. Next up, the real reason Giulia lost the WWE Women's US Championship. Giulia fans are still fuming following her Women's United States Championship loss to Chelsea Green this week on Friday. Not really because of the title loss itself, as the reign was ass to begin with, but the fact that she was squashed in about 1 minute 38 seconds. However, interestingly, a new report suggests that the title was taken off her to elevate her. Corey Hayes of BodySlam.net is reporting the plan weeks ago was for her to enter the main event scene, hoping that's still the plan, and she took the L like that to Chelsea for that reason. Giulia herself weighed in on the loss, tweeting, "I'm angry at myself, Chelsea, and everything. That's really funny, dumbass. Just watch, I'm gonna tear it all apart." The news of Giulia potentially getting a push is encouraging, but so far her booking on SmackDown has been weak at best. Although she bested Zelina Vega for the US title last June, she only defended the title twice on SmackDown until a recent loss, and those title defenses were against Mishin and Zelina Vega. No offense, but it's not exactly the creme de la creme of the women's division. In a world based on logic, one might think WWE would have booked Giulia better if it planned to elevate her. Then again, WWE is known for subtly elevating mid-card superstars into main event programs with little build-up, often leading fans to feel that the mid-card talent has no chance. SmackDown is sorely lacking in top female talent due to injuries and main event stars of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss being tied up in the tag team division, so presumably the company would have wanted to push Giulia strongly as soon as she jumped on SmackDown. Do you think WWE has big plans for Giulia, or is this another example of WWE's ridiculously wretched booking? Next up, WWE hyped about new SmackDown talent. Now it looks like WWE is happy with recently promoted superstar Lash Legend. Legend, who appeared on this week's SmackDown and took out Alexa Bliss during Nia Jax's match against Bliss's tag partner Charlotte Flair, later formed an alliance with Jax. And now WrestleVotes is reporting on the WWE's take on Legend, saying, Lash Legend officially debuts on SmackDown. She will be a fixture on the show going forward, paired with Nia Jax for the time being. There's a level of optimism with her within creative. WWE often seems to have optimism with newly debuted female talents, but often forgets about them, leading to situations where they're quickly forgotten. A Legend has so much to offer and showed incredible promise during a tag team with Jakara Jackson. Now, as we mentioned in our SmackDown analysis yesterday, Legend's new pairing with Nia Jax could benefit Jax tremendously, as fans are tired of seeing her in the singles picture. Next up, AEW interested in former WWE ID talent. It looks like former WWE ID talent Zeta Steele could be headed to AEW. Fightful Select claims that AEW contacted Zeta last October, and while no deal has been signed, there is apparent interest. Steele, one of several WWE ID prospects, recently announced that she was ending a partnership with WWE. "I've decided not to renew my WWE ID contract. I'm incredibly grateful for all the knowledge, experience, and opportunities I've gained along the way. But at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for me. I'm only 21, and I've already done so much, but I'm just getting started. Thank you." Steele was competing in Evolve, but it looks like she's looking for bigger things. Whether she finds it in AEW or somewhere else remains to be seen. Next up, did a tag team walk out on AEW? Speaking of AEW, why did AEW's new tag team of Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise reportedly walk out of a recent Collision episode? PW Insider is reporting that Newell, aka former WWE superstar Tegan Nox, and Elise were scheduled to put over Tay Mello and Nana Jay, but balked at the booking because they had already lost in their official debut last week. However, there may be more to the story than the PW Insider report, as Corey Brennan at Fightful Select noted. Fightful Select has now clarified that Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise's dispute with AEW spawned not from a refusal to lose, but the pair wanted more time for their match than was allotted. And Newell has addressed the situation on social media, vaguely tweeting, "Not everything you read is true, remember that." Nixon's partner also chimed in saying, "We have so much to say." So hopefully we'll get the real truth soon. And finally, a rapper kicked out of WWE. A rapper, Westside Gunn, is letting the world know that he's done with WWE. Gunn, a huge wrestling fan and the promoter of Fourth Rope Wrestling, tweeted that he was kicked out of WWE Raw in Buffalo despite him being an ardent WWE supporter, even spending well over $5,000 on tickets. He tweeted, For years, I mean nobody with 2 feet has spent the amount of dollars I have supporting and pushing a brand I've loved since I could remember. I sat front row at every big show, literally. All the good times it brought to my life, to the point where I started making music. I incorporated in everything, like Wu-Tang did karate. I made people who hated the product watch it again. I made it look cool, when at the time people thought it was nerdy. And there's not much information on why he was kicked out of the show other than from Westside, who was alleging, "I was threatened to take everything out of my music which I only did to pay homage, or my whole catalogue would be demolished, and everybody knows how hard I work coming from Buffalo." A gun who claims he dropped $5,000 for his ticket plus travel costs accused one unnamed individual in WWE of being jealous of his success. I tried having conversations with one individual because he's causing all of these unnecessary cases, and to be honest, hate seeing a young black successful entrepreneur that could afford those seats and have to watch those chains dance across the screen. Westside has appeared in AEW, including him accompanying Swerve Strickland to the ring at AEW's 2024 All-In pay-per-view. Sports Illustrated reported that Gunn released the 3rd installment of his Heels Have Eyes trilogy, a series of mixtapes that featured the likes of Virgil and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase on the cover artwork, a cover artwork that was featured in Times Square. What do you guys think of this? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.